What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Just Cuz TV channel. My name is Anthony, and we have our first golf video on the channel for you. We've got the 2020 Masters odds and Draftkings picks coming at you this week. I will be joined by, you've seen him in NFL videos, my special guest, Dr. Wes. What's going on, man?
How's it going, my man? Let's get this on.
Going good. Finally, we got a golf video. And I will say, guys, before we get into anything, if there is one person I trust with golf picks more than anybody, it is Dr. Wes. The guy knows what he's talking about. Really hoping you like the golf videos. So before we get into it really quick, guys, if you don't mind dropping a like on the video, leave a comment for your pick. Curious to see who you guys want to see win the Masters. And without further ado, let's get into some course details here at Augusta National. We've got the scorecard coming at you here. It's a par 72, 7,445 yards. A bit of a long course here, which is good. Favors, not necessarily a bomb and gouger, but the long hitter plays pretty well here typically. It's shown by, recent winners last year. We had Tiger Woods, who won in 2019, way back in April of 2019. Seems like 4 years ago. Patrick Reed won in 2018. Sergio 2017, Danny Willett 2016, and who knows where the ghost of him is now, but Jordan Spieth won it in 2015.
Yeah.
So,
sounds about right.
Good range of players there. Really excited to see this year. First time this event's happening in November. So there's a lot of unknowns going into, I feel like, the course this week. So without further ado, let's kick things off with our 10K range. We're going to hop right into it. Dr. Westman, who do you like in this range? This is the heavy hitter range. I'm curious to see your thoughts here.
So I just want to go into a brief soliloquy about the course that you were saying. I look for a particular profile of player. I mean, just like any other course in PGA, it's about irons. The best iron players, the people that are hitting the best approach, are the people that are going to win. But interestingly, the Masters is one of those events where, for some reason, it really favors people that hit the ball right to left. So, you've had Phil, you've had Bubba, both multiple times winner, hit it right to left. Reed is right-handed, but he hits the ball right to left. So there's like this weird kind of thing that it suits a right-to-left ball flight. Oh, Mike Weir, like randomly, he wins the Masters left-handed. So I'm kind of like stuck on that in my mind a little bit. It is a really long course, but it's not too punitive if you get off the fairway. If you remember, Phil and Bubba made some heroic shots out of the pine straw. You can be in the pine straw. It doesn't kill you. Like some places would. They don't grow up the rough at the Masters, so it does help to be long. It's not entirely punitive to be off the beaten path a little bit. You can't be totally spraying it, but it's really the elite iron players that are going to do well here. With that being said, my eyes keep drawing to two people on this list, and I've decided that I'm going to build. I'll do a spoiler alert for my build. I'm going to do two people in the 10Ks, and then drop way down.
Okay.
Just because, number one, I like Bryson. I think the whole world likes Bryson. He's 8-1. I would never bet that. Luckily, I bet him a long time ago, like probably over a year ago, at 33-1 to win this event. So I'm really pulling for him. I don't like him as a person, so it's nice if he does win that he at least wins me some money.
I'm there with you. Right there with you.
I think that it has been his goal for like the last few years to win this, and he supposedly has found like a way that he's going to get around this course by hitting the ball, 400 yards off the tee. And like I said, if you get off the fairway in this course, it doesn't kill you. So he may be able to just break this course. I mean, it's not outside of the realm of the possibility that he really wins this like Tiger used to back when he used to hit the ball comparatively farther than everybody else. So that's one guy I'm on this week.
Yeah, Dr. West. Just going back to the course details here, looking at the scorecard, if there's a lot of mid-400 range par 4, so if he's hitting 400 yards, let's say 380 to 400, he has a really easy wedge shot from 80 yards out, which on these greens are insanely hard.
Yep.
Like they roll so quick on the stimp meter. So not having to hit a 5-iron and you're hitting a 9-iron and a wedge into these greens, that is a humongous benefit.
Yeah, for sure. Um, oh, and yeah, the other thing about this course is it's kind of different from a lot of courses, like you said, with the greens, is that first time players almost never do well here.
Yep.
So if somebody this is their first time here, I would just chalk them off. And that being said, also if you ever win the Masters, you get invited back for the rest of your life. So there's a lot of these old guys that play.
Mm-hmm.
You can just take them off. So really, it ends up being quite a relatively small number of people that are really going to be in contention this week.
Mm-hmm. I think there's only 95 people in this field, 97 people in this field, something along
Sounds
that.
right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is a fun one to do, like a make the cut parlay. You know, if 60 people, what is it, 65 now? 65 people in ties make it. They also have this rule that it's unlike other events where if you're within 10 strokes
Mm-hmm.
of the lead, no matter how many people are there, then you still make the cut. So you can, make a parlay of like 10, 12 people to make the cut, and you can get a pretty good bet going there.
Yeah, if 70 of the 95 people are going to make the cut here, I mean,
Right,
it's
exactly,
a smart
exactly.
strategy. I love it.
And
Yeah, I love it.
and if you knock the debutantes off and the old people, then
Yeah,
you,
scratch off the bottom 10 guys in the odds pool in the Draftkings pricing. They're not doing
right,
anything. Get rid of them. We're not even going to talk about them in this video, honestly. So,
yeah, yeah. Okay, so that was a long soliloquy. Back to the 10K range. I like Bryson. He's the guy I'm locking in, and then I'm going to pair him with DJ. And
okay.
I never do DJ. You know this. Everybody
Yeah,
should know Anthony is a DJ guy. He always picks DJ. DJ and
yep.
Hideki are his
DJ and
guys.
Hideki.
Whenever I ask him, who are you playing this week? It's always DJ Hideki.
It is.
I don't play DJ very much, but I just can't ignore his form. I mean, he has just been absolute fire for like 6 months. Aside from that random time when he went to the Memorial and was just horrendous, where he was shot in the 80s for like 2 straight events. Outside of that, he has been insane. Um, he doesn't fit my theory about right to left ball flight. He likes to fade the ball, but I just can't ignore how well he's playing right now.
Mhm.
So
Just
give
really
me
quick,
DJ.
Dr. West. Yeah, so if you're going to put both Bryson and DJ into a lineup, you still have an average of $7,200 left per player,
Yep.
which, as we get into it, not terrible, honestly. With a short field, the pricing, is a little bit more spread out, so you do get some good value in the 7K range.
Yep.
I like that play a lot, honestly. I like it.
I'll tell you the people that I think are bargains, and it makes it so you can kind of you can make it work. It's definitely high risk, high reward, I think, but I think it won't be very popular to do,
Mhm.
and because with the so many good players, when you have all the best players in the world, they can't make them all over $10,000. So they
Mhm.
have to, you're going to have big name players that are in the $8,000 range, and so it's tempting to just go all 8,000s or nines and sevens,
Yeah.
and it doesn't feel as risky. Um, so
But you're missing
you
out on
know,
so much win equity at the top there
yeah,
if you're skipping out on this range. This range is so important to get right, I feel like.
right.
It's so important. So you're playing Bryson and DJ. Who's your fade out of this range then? Who's staying away from?
Um, So with my right to left ball flight thing, that would actually fit Rory. Rory should be good here, but he's never won here. I think it's a mental thing now. He needs this
Yep.
for the career Grand Slam.
Yep.
Um, he's not my fade though. I'm just going to say he's
Oh,
second to last fade. My fade is going to be John Rahm.
gotcha.
Uh,
Gotcha.
I'm just not a Rahm guy, and I he loves to fade the ball a lot. I just don't see it fitting here. I don't. He doesn't ever like challenge at the Masters, and I think he is better when it's windy, when it's difficult. He wins like the Irish Open or whatever. He wins when things are difficult, but I don't think he's going to win the more wide open Masters.
Gotcha. I do have some stats for you on John Rahm though. So in
Okay.
2019, he actually finished ninth, and in 2018, he finished fourth.
Mm.
He's been competing here. He's been in the mix on Sunday. I feel like over the past 2 years.
Yeah, that's true. I remember that, but I remember he was like never actually scary to the people that were in the front. Like he was
Yeah.
lurking, but he was never like
He never contended
right,
or was
right,
in the running and on the back nine on Sunday or anything
right,
like that.
right.
Yep. I'm with you there. I do like playing Bryson. My big play for this week, though, I'm a DJ guy. My big play though is going to be not John Rahm. I cannot click a mouse very well apparently for you guys. Justin Thomas. Coming off a second at the Zozo, he got a 12th here in 2019, a 17th here in 2018. I really like his form. I feel like when everything clicks for him, he's got the putter that can get it done here. DJ is the same exact way. I know Bryson's been working on his putting game. I think he has some weird stat where he's like top 10 in driving distance and putting or something like
Yeah.
that.
Hmm.
Just insane to be like that good with the driver and then still be that good with the putter. Awesome skill set, can easily win here. My play is JT though at 10-7. I think he offers so much more value at 10-7 than Rom and Rory do. Just for a couple $100 cheaper. I'd still play DJ though. I'm totally there with you. I'd love to play a JT DJ lineup and mix down into that mid 7K range from there.
Hmm.
Obviously mixed in a couple 6K guys that we'll get to them here eventually as well. I'm gonna go with DJ and my fade again. The mental aspect of this, it's got to be Rory, man, for me.
Yeah.
So actually, over the past couple of rounds or over the past couple tournaments, he's actually losing strokes on approach for strokes gained. He's
Yeah.
actually losing strokes. The irons are not there. The putter's been okay, middle of the road, I guess, but he's been a tour average player in terms of
Yeah.
irons recently. That will not get it done here. You couple that in with the fact he just like he can't get it done. He got 21st here last year after what was it, a fifth in 2018. I do think there's something about Augusta that just irks Rory. I don't know
Yeah.
what it is. I don't think this is going to be his year though, without gaining on approach.
He also just has not been the same since the galleries haven't been there. And he there was an interview where he said he just doesn't get as hyped up or like excited to play without the galleries there. So
Yeah,
since the restart, he's been a completely different golfer.
yeah, feeds off of it.
Yeah.
He really does. So that's gonna be our 10K range, guys. Let's hop into this actually fully stacked up 9K range. A lot of humongous names. If you had told me 6 months ago that Brooks would be under 10K in the Masters, I probably would have laughed in your face, honestly. But here we are, Xander leading off this range at 9,800, 14 to 1 for Xander, which is so low in my opinion. And out of his last 11 tournaments, though, his worst finish is 25th with 4 top 6s in all those tournaments. The dude has been playing like lights out. Cantlay is coming off a win at the Zozo. You got Tiger Woods, who's a 5 times Masters champion. How can you count him out? Bubba Watson, a 2012 and 2014 Masters champion. Absolutely stacked range, man. Who are you going to roll with this week out of this range?
Like I said at the beginning, I'm actually not going to take any of these guys just because I can't afford them. But if I was, I think that I would roll with Patrick Reed. Um, he fits my right to left ball flight. He fits the narrative of previous winner. He fits the narrative of big game hunter. He just loves to go out and win these big events. Um, I wouldn't sleep on Xander. Xander always does well at the Masters. Like you said, he's riding good form, but you're talking like 25% ownership probably with Xander this week. People love to play him. Um, so I think with Reed you get about the same upside, but people don't like to play Patrick Reed because they don't like him.
Yeah.
So I think you get an ownership discount for probably about the same win equity.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, man. Patrick Reed is my play here too. Out of all the guys in this range, I feel like his irons have been the most on recently. He's gaining about a stroke per round on approach. Mix in with the fact that this man can have a hot putter any single week. I think he's leading this field in putting out of the top 25 golfers. He's leading the field in putting. He's won here before. He knows these greens. If the irons and putter are on, you can let Bryson drive the ball 400 yards, but I'll let Reed pick it up, and he can scramble if he needs to. Totally there with you with Patrick Reed. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to do it to my man though. He's just not right recently, Tiger. I'm
Yeah.
not quite sure what's going on. Approach, he's actually losing about a half stroke per round on approach, and he's typically very solid with the putter, and that has not been there either. Uh, he finished 72, 70, a little 72nd at the Zozo. He did win here last year, but let's be honest, that was 18 months ago. A lot of stuff has happened here. He missed the cut at the U.S. Open. Something is wrong with Tiger. I don't know if
Yeah.
it's his back. I don't know if he's going through some other swing change because of his back. Something here just is not right. I don't like Tiger, and you got to watch out for Morikawa, though, as a fade. He's never played here before. So, yes, he's coming off a PGA
Hmm.
championship win. Again, never seeing this course in a full tournament mode before. You can hit your irons as well as you want. These greens will swallow you up, man. Like they will
Yeah,
swallow you up. So Morikawa's up there for me too. I like him. I don't trust him, and of course he's never played professionally before.
I totally agree. I don't. I just have a rule that you have to make some tough decisions when you're making your lineups. You can't play every single player.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of my rules is I just don't play first timers. I don't care how good they are, so I'm not going to play Colin Morikawa. My fade also is going to be Tiger, but since you took him, I'll be a little bit different. I'll fade Bubba. It's not that I don't think Bubba will do well. It's just that for the price, I mean, you'll see the guys that come below him in the eights. He's way overpriced, and
Mm-hmm.
it's all based off course history. Yes, he has won here before, but he's not the same player that he was when he won. He's also playing much tougher competition than back then. I mean, the number of people that can win this, in my opinion, is so much larger with all the young guns you have out now, and
Mm-hmm.
um, you know, he is not the same caliber of player as the people that are around him. So I will fade him.
Yeah, this price 100% is coming from a fourth at the Zozo and a seventh at the CJ Cup. He got hot. 31st, or is it? Sorry, I can't read my notes. 31st, yeah, at the U.S. Open here. He did get 12th at the Masters last year, and then a fifth before that. I, fading Bubba, I think is smart, but he could be very sneaky. I don't
Oh,
know.
it's definitely a gamble, but you've
Yeah.
got to take some tough stances. And to
Hmm.
me, it's a price thing. Like I
Yep.
said, I don't doubt that he can do well, but if you're going to spend $9,000 on a player, you need them to top 10.
Yep.
And I just don't have that much faith in Bubba.
Yeah, I think Patrick Reed at $200 more, his win equity is four times more than Bubba's is at this point. Despite having, you mentioned it perfectly, that ball flight that you're looking for, he's a left-hander. He's got it. He's got this place, you would think nailed down at this point. He did miss the cut here in 2017, though.
Mm.
Bubba's going to do Bubba things. If he feels like playing this week, he'll play well. If he doesn't feel like playing this week, he'll show up as a Masters champion, see what happens, and
Yeah.
we'll go from there. I'm totally with you. I wouldn't play Bubba either. What are your thoughts on Brooks, though, from this range?
Brooks is sneaky. I think he's getting back some form. I think he was smart in taking off the time. Um, you know, he But that being said, when Brooks was peak Brooks, like Brooks at the top of his powers, he still never won the Masters.
Mm-hmm.
So now you want me to pay 9-7 on a Brooks that may not be injured, may or may not, be the same caliber that he was a year or two ago. I would not be shocked if he came out and won it, but it's
Mm-hmm.
just not for me.
Yeah, I believe he shot a 5 under today in the Houston
Yeah,
Open. To get to, like, I think he's like T22 right now. You can correct me on that. I'm honestly not sure. I haven't looked at that leaderboard here in a little bit, but
he's T13.
T13. Yeah, I mean, if he plays well this weekend, watch out. His ownership could skyrocket here at 9,700, y'all. For real. That
Hmm.
could be dangerous. That could make Cantlay very, very sneaky even after that. If Brooks is going to garner that level of ownership, you could easily go down to Cantlay, who's coming off a win at the Zozo. And,
Yeah,
I mean, I'd play Cantlay. I'd play a 7% Cantlay over an 18% Brooks any day of the week. And twice on
yeah,
Sunday.
yeah,
On Masters Sunday. That'll do it for the 8K range, y'all. Let's get down to this 8K range. I believe I said 9K. That'll do it for 9K. We're
yeah.
going to the 8K range here. Again, we got loaded up Masters champions here. Adam Scott, 2013 Masters champion. Jordan Spieth, the 2015 Masters champion. Sergio, what did he win? 2017 Masters
Yeah.
champion.
Mhm.
Tony Finau apparently is going to be the chalk of chalk this week. I'll watch out for him. Who are you playing from this range, Dr. West?
Again, I'm not going to play any of these players. If I was going to play one, Uh, actually, I am going to play one of them, but it's kind of a money issue.
Mhm.
Uh, I actually would take Finau. I think he's the best. Now, let me preface this. If everything in the world was equal, I would take Finau.
Mhm.
He is good at the Masters. He is probably not going to win, but there's a very real chance he'll come in the top 5. He seems to get in the top 10 almost every year at the Masters, even when
Mhm.
he broke his ankle at the par 3 contest.
Yeah,
He
fifth,
has been
fifth
in
last year, 10th in 2018. Yep.
Yeah, he's been in pretty good form. Um, and I just think that he has the upside to win.
Hmm.
He won't because he has the Puerto Rico Open curse, but he's a good player. Uh, but when you talk about having a 30% own Tony Finau, that kind of changes the game a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
With that being the case, I would take Adam Scott, who I think is just a better. He's just better overall. Like his approach game is so good. You watch his swing; he's like, I don't know, 40 years old now, and it's just so smooth and so good. Um, he checks all the boxes for the things of somebody that I want. He's not short off the tee by any means. He's not going to spray it. He's really good with his irons, and he knows these greens. So that would be my pick.
Yeah, 18th in 2019, a ninth place in 2017. He does seem to always play well here, no matter how he's been playing coming in to the
Yeah.
Masters. Tony Finau, easiest cash play of the Masters, I feel like, if you're playing cash games. I don't know about Dr. West. I'm not a cash game player. I
Nope.
play a couple lineups per week in GPPs, and I hope to hit. That's like my hobby. I love to do it.
Yep.
My play, said at the beginning, it's got to be Hideki. I love Hideki. Like he's my guy. I love playing Hideki. He always seems to be like weirdly priced, although he's not trending very well at the Masters over the past couple of years. 32nd last year, but a 19th before that, 11th in 2017, a 7th in 2016. So he's kind of going backwards a little bit, but the form is there. Playing really well in Houston this week. I think he's 3 under at this point on Saturday, coming off a 28th at the Zozo to 21st at the CJ Cup. I love playing Hideki. I think he's appropriately priced. I hate playing Hideki above 9K. I hate it. It doesn't work
Mm-hmm.
out.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, as Rick Gaiman says, it's like Lonto above 7K. You just don't do it. You don't play Hideki above 9K. You're going to be disappointed because he's going to get 22nd. That's what he does. Here, he can strike a little bit of upside, I feel like, and it gets you off the Tony Finau chalk. The man's chalk of chalk. So come down $100 to a guy that maybe less than 10%, honestly. I feel like people are going to play Fleetwood. Maybe not that much. I feel like people are going to play
They always
Wolf
play
and
Fleetwood.
Day. Yeah, everyone loves Fleetwood at majors. I mean, we see how he plays at the
Mm-hmm.
U.S. Open every year. People are going to play Fleetwood. People are going to play Wolf. He's coming in hot. But again, like we said with Morikawa, Wolf never played this tournament before. Wouldn't play Matthew Wolf. Not necessarily my fade, though. So in
Yeah.
that, upper eights, it's got to be Hideki. For my fade, though, I think this one's pretty easy, honestly. I don't really know what analysis, if you watch any sort of golf or play DFS golf whatsoever. Jordan Spieth, I'm just not going to play him. I can't do it. I'm not right.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of
100.
riding that train.
Yeah. 100% agree. Ever since he just like started duffing balls into the water, I think he died on that 17th hole and just never came back a few years ago. He looked like I do out on the golf course. Just hitting an inch behind the ball is just not what you want to do. So that he's the obvious pick. So I'll take a second. He would also be my fade, but I'll take a second best fade, which is Ricky Fowler. The guy he's just not the same caliber of player as these people around him. He is a popular player. He will be relatively highly owned for how low his win equity is. He has never won a major. I think everybody knows that, and I don't think it's going to be anytime soon. He's going through some swing changes right now. He's not a long hitter. He just doesn't have the skill set that I think you need to win at Augusta.
Which is really strange for him, though, man, because 9th in 2019, a second in 2018, and then an 11th in 2017. So he shows up for the Masters,
Okay.
but no one remembers a Ricky push on Sunday, at least in my brain. Like he just
That's
kind of.
true. I actually didn't even look at his previous performance because in my mind it was just like Ricky doesn't do well at the Masters. So that is good to know that he does that.
He shows up. Yeah.
Yeah.
But his recent form is absolutely horrible. He's losing about a half stroke on approach per round. Not going to get it done here, unfortunately. If you're not going to hit it as long, and you're not going to be able to get the ball where it needs to be on the approach, you're not going to do very, very well here at Augusta National. So I'm totally with you. I will not be playing any Ricky Fowler as well. What do you think about Paul Casey? They're sneaking in at 8,000.
Yeah, he is the guy that I'm going to be sneaking into my lineups. With, like you said, if I pair up Bryson and DJ, I'll have about 7,200, and there's a couple of guys in the 6Ks that I'm going to dabble with, and that does leave me room to get Paul Casey. That being said, Paul Casey missed the cut last year. I know that because I played 100% Paul Casey in the Millie Maker last year, and he just absolutely torched me. So it is definitely not without risk. But I think he has the game to play well here, and he has the uh, mental fortitude. Like he just came, he did well at the PGA. His form has been pretty good recently, and I think historically he has done better here than he did last year.
Yeah.
And I just like him as a person, so I tend to play him.
Yeah, I think he missed the cut last year because of how chalky he was, if I remember correctly. I feel like he came in at like 18 to 20% or something like that in the Millie Maker. I
Yeah.
can't remember his price offhand, but yeah, 15th in 2018, and then two top sixes in 2017 and 2016 for Paul Casey.
Okay.
He can show up here. I think it was just he was so chalky last year, and maybe if you factor that in with how popular Fowler's going to be, Casey again, man, I think he's a good GPP play. I like Paul Casey, I really do. He's definitely he's not losing strokes on approach like Spieth and Fowler are right above him. So
Right. Right.
that's going to be huge. I like that. Now we're going to dabble in if Wes is going to play, Bryce and DJ. We're going to dip into the 7K range. I feel like here eventually.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Louis kicks us off at 50 to 1 here. Justin Rose, man, if you had told me 6 months ago that we'd see Justin Rose at 7,700, I would have been like, what happened? Like,
Yeah.
is he playing one-handed? It doesn't make sense here. You got Phil in this range, just a completely loaded range. Phil, a 2006 and a 2010 Masters champion. Joaquin Neiman is out due to COVID. Don't play him. Don't bet on him. And then Shane Lowry, we got the reigning Open champion from last year in this range as well. Who are you going to roll with from here?
Um, I'm going to take dabbles of Justin Rose and Sung Jae. For my pick, I'll just say Sung Jae.
Okay.
Um, I like him just for this price. I mean, if you look at just iron players, I know that he has not been the same since the restart,
Mm-hmm.
but long-term form, he is an elite iron player. He's not going to lose much off the tee. He's not a short hitter, and he has the short game to win tournaments. I mean, he just won this past year. So I think for the price, getting somebody that's probably one of the top 15 iron players in the world, I'll take that all day.
So you're gonna play Sung Jae potentially, despite him never playing this course before.
Oh, I did not realize that.
He's never played here before.
Mm,
Yeah.
okay, that's a problem.
Do you
I'm
want to
gonna have
change
to
it?
rethink it. Yeah, but give me Justin Rose then.
Justin Rose. Yeah, I think I like that a little bit better. I don't like Sung Jae's form coming in for me personally. Not a big fan of Justin Rose's form either. He did get 17th at the Zozo, so it could be rounding a corner here. I know he went from like the Hanma irons back to TaylorMade this year,
Hmm.
so he had
Hmm.
some really weird stuff going on. Justin Rose, believe it or not, also missed the cut here last year.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, 12th in 2018 after a second place in 2017. This is a very, very strange range for me. I have been very impressed with Scotty Scheffler over the past couple of weeks, though, especially over the past couple of months. I feel like he's just been
I
playing really,
totally agree.
really well. Yeah, and for 7,800, I think he offers a little bit more value than like a Matthew Fitzpatrick and a Phil Mickelson for me. I wouldn't
Hmm.
trust Phil with anything right now. He can go win all he wants on the Champions Tour, whatever he's playing on. Good for
Right.
him. This is still the big boys. This is still Augusta. If you're not having your full game, and I don't think Phil has the game at this point to compete with these guys. So, but my big fade though is going to be Phil. Um, Again, don't like the form coming in, and also Gary Woodland. The man's
Yeah.
broken.
Yeah.
You've heard it everywhere. Off the tee, that was once his biggest strength. Is now the dude cannot figure it out. Uh, Not that the rough is penal here, but the course will punish you enough if you end up in the pine straw, if you end up behind the trees, if you end up where the gallery typically is.
Hmm.
Not going to play very well here for me. I like Scotty. Abraham Answer, I know he's your boy. We talked about,
Hmm.
we always play Abraham Answer in DFS tournaments. Love playing him. I like him this week at this price, especially above guys like Cameron Smith. Please. Phil Mickelson. I like Answer. To play well here. He may not get you the top 20 that you need in GPPs, but I do like Answer maybe for cash games. But it's got to be Phil. Obviously, don't play Neiman and Woodland for me out of the fades in this range. I'm not a big fan of this range though, in all honesty.
Yeah, I agree. So I'll just make a few comments about the people. Louis, I think he always does well at the Masters. He fits my theory of right to left ball flight. If you actually get him to show up at a tournament, he can be quite good.
If his
And
bet
it's not,
arrives.
yeah, if his bet arrives, he's going to be in contention. And it's really just because he is such a good iron player. He's not
Mhm.
he's not going to spray the ball off the tee. He's not very long, but he's pretty above average accuracy wise.
Yeah. And
And
he's
he's
a
just
great
so good
putter.
with, yeah, and he's so good with his long irons that
Yep.
he can make up for a shorter distance. Scotty Scheffler, like you said, I think he is very live. I don't think Matthew Fitzpatrick has the length to really contend. I mean, I've been proven wrong before with Zach Johnson. He kind of is like the Zach Johnson mold. He doesn't hit it very far, but he's relatively accurate.
Mm-hmm.
Phil, like you said, he just doesn't have it anymore to contend. Abraham Answer, he is my boy, but he's my boy at Birdie Fest.
Yep.
He's like, Puerto Rican Open, or I don't know, whatever other one is a complete shootout. That's where Answer does
John
well.
Deere.
John Deere, yeah, he's like prototypical John Deere Open player. So I would fade anybody below Answer.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, Woodland is no he's injured some sort. Cam Smith, he's not that good. I don't know why he is here. So I'll take Cam Smith as my fade. He's just not good.
Yeah.
He shows up every once in a while, but he is not. He is not the type of person that's going to win a Masters. And then Shane Lowry, I more picture him as a guy that does well with difficult conditions, just like the British Open, like it was raining
He's a wind guy.
windy. Yeah.
Yep. Ireland, Yeah.
He's just not. He just doesn't do it for me.
Yep. Perfect assessment, man. I would not play anybody below Justin Rose, in all honesty. Like, you can get elsewhere. Like,
Yeah,
you're gonna have to find the extra couple $100 to get up to a Louis, a Scheffler, or a Rose. If you're poking around in this range, you're gonna have to find that extra couple $100. I don't think anybody here is particularly worth their value in this field. So not a fun range to deal with. It's gonna be the top 3 for me out of anybody, and I'm honestly gonna fade the rest. I don't think I'm gonna play any of them.
Yeah, I think that's sound.
That will take us to our lower 7K range. A very strange range here. I feel like some names that they always seem to fall into this territory. I don't know what it is. Kuchar is his typical $7,200 at the Masters. I feel like that's his price every single year. I don't know what it is. The guy, like, he's your cash play in this range, clearly. Leave Westwood. This guy demolishes the Masters every single year. Trying to find how he typically does. So he got, let me match it up here really quick. What was it? 18th in 2017, a second in 2016, coming in on good Euro form. Missed the cut in Houston, though, after he shot a 77 on Thursday. Maybe it was just jet lag on Thursday. He just didn't have it, but he shot, even par on Friday. Still missed the cut, though. Kisner, I just don't know what to make of this range. I don't know what it is. Danny Willard is the 2016 Masters champion. I don't really know where to go. Help me out here, Dr. West.
All right. I think my play is going to be Cameron Champ. I'm pretty sure this is his second time playing now. Check me on that. And he just does the things right that he just bombs the shit out of the ball. And he doesn't, for how far he hits the ball, he doesn't spray it that bad. And like I said, you can miss a little bit on these fairways and be okay. The rough isn't going to kill you. So if there's anybody that's going to contend with Bryson trying to bomb and gouge this place, it'll be Cameron Champ. And I just like him.
Yeah, so Dr. West, he's never played here before.
Oh, God, I thought this was his second time.
He has not played here. Nope.
Okay, fine. Give me Billy Horschel as my set. I mean, I have a rule. I mean, I'm not going to take somebody who's playing the first time. I thought for sure he had played last year. So I'm sorry. I'm going off memory instead of off research. So Billy Horschel is kind of like a poor man's Cameron Champ. He hits the ball long, and he is really good with his irons. It's just his short game is not very good, which, we all know that in golf, streaky short games they can come alive out of nowhere. So yeah, I'll take Billy Horschel then.
Who are you going to fade from this range then? I know that you're going to have to dip down in here with your Bryson DJ stacks. Who's your big fade from here?
I'm actually avoiding this entire range. I'm either going way low or way high. But if I were to fade somebody, I'm going to fade Kuchar because he's going to be popular. He's popular every single year. It's just like, Joe Schmo plays, Draftkings once a year at the Masters, and he knows Kuchar because he's been around and good for 10 to 15 years. And Kuchar has not been the same this year at all. I don't remember the last time he was in contention. He's not. He's like an old man now that he does well because of his short game and he's crafty, around the greens. But he's not gonna even though he's not a long hitter, he's still not incredibly accurate driver. His irons have not been the same this year, so
Yeah.
I will not touch Matt Kuchar.
Yeah, 54th at the Zozo, 52nd at the CJ Cup, 34th at the Shriners, a miscut at the U.S. Open. Something's going on here with Kuchar.
Yeah, it's
Um,
just no good.
yeah, so I'm staying away from him as well in GPPs. Enjoy the 18% ownership you're going to get
Hmm.
because he is the name value within this lower 7K range. I'm actually going to go to Lee Westwood.
Okay.
I know he missed the cut in Houston. It's going to be my pick off of that Kuchar chalk. You know it's going to be there. Same exact price. He plays well at the Masters every year. So I feel like even though there may have been some jet lag here in Houston, hopefully that gets sorted out with a miscut. And he can get to Augusta quickly, get rested up, maybe get a couple practice rounds in early next week and all that good stuff, get readjusted. I think he'll play just fine like he always does. My fade, though, is it's going to be Kuchar in GPPs. Play him in cash to your heart's content. It's going to be Brendan Todd. This is a longer course. It's above
Hmm.
7,400 yards. Todd is a short hitter, not in very good form at all whatsoever. His best finish out of the past three tournaments, and these have been weak fields, guys, is
Hmm.
47th at the Zozo. Uh, if he's not putting, he's not playing well. He can drive the ball as straight as you want, but if you're still having a long iron in on this course, it's not going to do you much good if you're hitting bad long irons. I'm trying to see what his recent finishes were here at Augusta. So he's played here once in 2015 and he missed the cut. No, thank you.
That makes
Um,
sense.
not yeah. The course is not for him. Do not play Brendan Todd this week. Yes, he won twice last year. You're gonna have to let it go. Played well at the end of this past year. I think his time has passed. Everyone else, do your research on them. See if you like the fit. Danny Wold is a Masters champion. Kokrak is what it is. Ian Poulter may be okay, but I think Ian Poulter is also going to be very chalky. He's a name value in this range that people are going to go to. Um, again, very strange range. Don't like the sevens very much this week.
No, yeah, I agree.
Despite it being pretty even pricing, it seems pretty soft. I still don't like a lot of the pricing in the 7K
Yeah.
range.
Yeah, I mean, once you get down here, there's a major flaw with every player, and
Yep.
so you just have to know that and play. You have to find a strength that you like and take a person because of that strength and hope that they can mitigate their weaknesses.
Yep, totally agree. Totally agree. Getting to a range I think is actually much better than the mid to low
Hmm.
sevens. I like this upper 8K range. A lot of people playing well. I'm going to call this the Euro range. If you look at those top
Yeah,
guys, and then you got Stenson, Molinari down there. Obviously, he's from Italy. Munoz, I think he's from Colombia. So this is what an eclectic range here, right? Who are you going to roll with in this upper sixes?
I have a couple people on my list. This is where I'm really going to have to make hay.
Hmm.
My plan is to match Bryson and DJ together, and then I'm just going to kind of mix and match in the 6K ranges and hope to get lucky. I think that the big ones that stand out to me are EVR and Francesco Molinari. I'm going to take Molinari. I like his price. He has always done well at the Masters. He hits the ball right to left. He has shown some life. Like he's the type of person he'll just be gone for like 6 months and just show up again and play pretty well. He didn't play well immediately coming back most recently, but he's at least showing enough life now at the Houston Open that I'm going to bite on him.
That's a good
Uh,
price. Because I
yeah, I
mean,
mean,
had he not hit the pine cone, what was it on like 14, I believe, last year,
yeah,
and hit into the water, he might have won that tournament over Tiger for real.
yeah, he just fell apart on the back nine, and who can blame him? I mean, it was just such a tight, you know, fight there at the end. But he's proven that he can win a major, and yeah, I'm a sucker for him.
That's fair. I like Molinari to be a little bit different though. I don't know what's going on with Stenson recently. I don't think his typical three wood and iron play has been, his go-to anymore. I still like Stenson, especially at 6,800. You really can't go wrong at this price range. Had he been in like the mid sevens, you may have run into some issues. He's still gaining on approach, uh, which is what you want here. He can't put a lick right now, so that could be very dangerous. It looks like I'm going back through the database here. 36 last year and a fifth in 2018, off a miscut in 2017. We won't go back that far, but typically scores decently well here. Gets top 20s at this place. I think within this field with a weird 7K range I don't like very much. I'm going to be playing a decent amount of Henrik Stenson. The easiest fade for me out of this range is going to be Brandt Snedeker. I never play this guy. He literally imploded today in Houston. He went 6 over today on Saturday. He missed the cut at Augusta last year. I don't like Brandt. Munoz, I think, is priced well. The dude's been playing on fire recently. Let me see if I can pull up his most recent finishes right here. Who's your fade, Dr. Wes?
I'm going to fade Leishman, Snedeker, Wiesberger, and just to be contrarian with you, I'm going to my pick is going to be Stenson to fade. He I just don't see him having the game that you need to win here. Even when you had elite Stenson, with his like Terminator sunglasses, like peak Stenson 5 years ago, he still didn't win the Masters. He still, this course just doesn't fit him. A good Stenson course is a relatively short course where he can club down, hit his 3-wood in the middle of the fairway, hit an iron relatively close, and pray that he makes a putt. But that's just not going to work here. He doesn't have. If you put a driver in his hand, God only knows what's going to happen, and you have to do that at Augusta. It's just so long.
It is.
So fading Stenson.
It is. That's the name value for me. So one of my other plays was going to be Kevin Na in this range until he went 46 last year, didn't play in 2018, and missed the cut in 2017. I don't think this is the course for Kevin Na. I don't know if he has the length. He's a good long iron player, but I think he's missing the length off the tee here to compete with everybody else. So Munoz, though, get this, guys. Let me read this off to you. 14th at the Zozo, a 9th at the CJ Cup, 27th at Shriners, and a 23rd at Sanderson Farms. Not the hardest fields in the world, but to still put up 4 consecutive top 27s and then beat this price.
Is he a debutante though?
He is a debutante. Yes, this is his first time playing here. So if you're fading the debutantes, fade Munoz. But if you're playing the recent form, he makes a strong case to make your player pool, I feel like.
Yeah, I tend to think of Munoz as being a guy that's good at Birdie Fest, like swing season type events, but I don't think he's going to win one against the big boys.
I could not agree more. Yeah. Cheap filler, maybe Munoz is a cash play. Well, we shall see, though. Let's get out of the upper 6K range and get to this middle 6K range. Dr. West going to be living down here with his, lead off that he's got. Who are you liking from the middle sixes down here?
Middle sixes, I'm going to go with Lonto. Lonto bombs the ball. I didn't realize it until I was actually just randomly watching, some rounds a couple weeks ago. And he fits the profile of what I want here. He bombs the shit out of the ball. He doesn't spray it that bad. Lonto below 7K is a good thing, according to Rick Gaiman. He scores well in terms of DK scoring because he's kind of all over the place. He'll get a bogey, but then he'll come back and get a birdie in the next hole. I just think that he's going to be live. He doesn't have a great short game, but you don't need that so much at Augusta. If you can put the ball way out there and you can get it on the green with your irons, and that's like 90% of the battle. So
yeah, not to piggyback off you, Dr. West, but yeah, I'm loving some Lonto this week for real. An 11th at the Zozo, a 7th at the CJ Cup. He had 26 birdies at the Zozo. Yeah. If that's not striking the ball well, I don't know what is. I think this one's a pretty easy one for me. I wouldn't play Corey Connors here. He can't putt. And believe it or not, you do have to know how to putt here. So no Corey Connors. RCB is fine. Again, if you're playing Team No Putt, Ben On is up there too. You hear it every week from everybody. The dude can't putt at all. I like Lonto, and I like Ches. Ches plays well at majors, and this is a good price for Ches, I feel like. So I would, if you're going to play 2 guys up top, you can easily play Lonto and Ches down here, and maybe a little bit chalky from this range, so you can differentiate in the 7s if you want to do that. But I like Lonto and Ches. As for my fade, though, I don't know much about this guy. I know he's French. I know he's not playing well over in America. He can go win all the Euro stuff that he wants. It's going to be Victor Perez is not going to make my player pool here at the Masters, unfortunately. And I'm sorry if you're French and that offended you. I had to say it that way. He's my fade. Who are you going to fade from this range?
I also was going to choose Victor Perez, but I'll be different just because I will say Victor Perez bombs the shit out of the ball, but he also sprays it. I mean, you want to talk about he's like a Bubba, he's like a right-handed French Bubba. Is kind of like the profile of a player that you can think of. Just horrendous short game. Uh, yeah, no part of Victor Perez. That being said, I'll take Behuizenhout. I tend to like Behuizenhout more at a birdie fest.
Mm-hmm.
His really good skill set is his short game. Um, he is not going to kill you off the tee, and he's like mediocre approach.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think he is a debutante as well.
He is a
Um,
debutante. Yep.
yeah, so that just is the nail in the coffin for me that I just want no part in a Euro guy that's playing his first time in Augusta who doesn't have any of the particular skill sets that I'm looking for.
Yeah, totally with you there. I think this is a pretty easy range. If you're playing Team No Putt, it's Ben On and Corey Connors, Lonto and Ches for the approach. I feel like for sure. Everyone else, take your dart throw. And then speaking of dart throws, we have the lowest range that we're going to cover. If you're below Jimmy Walker, you should rethink your whole lineup setup here. Don't play anybody below Jimmy Walker. If you're playing that, trash your lineup, start over, look at different options. But we do have to talk about this range. There are some bigger names in here. Start off with Lucas Glover up there at the top. He's 250 to 1. You got Max Homa in here, who seems like he plays every single week. Who you playing from this range, Dr. Wes?
I'm going to take Charles Howell III. He's not a sexy pick by any means. He's not going to win this.
He's the cut maker.
But yeah, he's going to make the cut for sure. He's going to make I would say his top 20 odds are pretty decent. He just is not really bad at anything. He's like a pretty balanced player. He actually is relatively long off the tee for being like a 5'8" guy. But he's just one of those guys. He just hangs around. He's been around for like 15 years and always just like, T20s. So for that security in this range, like when you're dipping this low, just to have that little bit of like security in the back of your mind is huge for me. So I'll take CH3.
Cool. So my play from this range is nobody. I wouldn't touch any of these players. Like the best you're hoping for out of any of these is a top 20, but you better hope they've had 26 birdies and 20 bogeys or something like that. That's the only way they're going to score well down here. I'm fading the whole range. I don't want to point out one person. I probably point out maybe Sung Kang, Jimmy Walker. T Dunks is fine if you feel like playing down here, I suppose. JT Poston won last year. The whole range is a fade for me. I'm not putting anything up there for a play or a fade. I'm not touching anybody. Dr. West, I'm assuming, are you fading most of these guys, I would assume?
Yeah, I'm not interested in the majority of these guys. For my official pick, I'll choose Justin Harding because he gets it done on the putting surface. He's a really good putter. Everything else with him is not very good. I would also bet that he's a debutante. And
oh no, he played here last year. I think he did pretty well here last year, if I remember correctly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think he top 15, and that's why he's back in the field this year, or top 10 in the Masters last year.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe I should rethink this.
Let's take a quick look. Yeah, Justin Harding. I believe that's the only reason why they invited him back. Yeah, he T12 here last year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
I'm going to stick to my guns. I think that I don't think he's that good.
Yeah, I think as a debutant, he broke your model last year, finishing T12.
Yeah, that's probably why I don't like him. I just imagine him. He uses this like really obnoxiously large putter. It's like a hockey stick, and it's just so annoying to me.
Yeah, I mean, really, for real, guys, we're not experts, but you can listen to us here if you're in this range. Do something else with your lineup. Go somewhere else. There's a lot better plays in the upper 6K range and even in the middle 6K range that you can go with. Don't play any of these guys. I have now just jinxed all of them, so you can go place a bet on all of them, and one of them's going to hit. So you're welcome, by the way.
Top 5, Graham McDowell.
Yep, easy. Go make some money, guys. Ignore me. I'm not good at DFS golf. I like to think I am. I like to look at all the stats. You should listen to Dr. Wes. The man
Well,
rakes in
thank you.
DFS golf money. That'll bring us to our summary. Wanted to put this up there, guys, so you can kind of do a quick view of who we like, and that way we may do some sort of recap video where everyone can laugh at me for all my horrible picks because I caused Justin Thomas to miss the cut. Um, what are you looking out for this week, Doctor West? I know you mentioned debutantes. Is that the big thing that's going to go into your player pool, or are you going stars and scrubs? It sounds like. What are you looking for?
Yeah, so I'm going stars and scrubs. I think the thing that people tend to do at majors is to go really balanced because you just get so many good names. Like just for instance, at this one, you could get Fleetwood, Hideki, Reed, Scheffler. Like you could get all those guys in one lineup. And so I'm just going to completely fade the middle. I'm going top and bottom. I'm just going to lock in Bryson and DJ. And if they do poorly, then I'm done. But if they do great, then hopefully I can mix and match them with some people down low that do well. So I'm looking for people that are really good iron players who don't completely spray the ball, but are long off the tee. And yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
I like that. I think that's a strategy this week with only 95 people. In the tournament, 97 people. I apologize, I don't know the exact number. With at least 2/3 of them making the cut, going balanced doesn't offer you the win equity I think that you might be looking for by not taking someone, at least one person in the 10K range. You have to have someone in that 10K range in your lineup. I guarantee it. If you're looking to win the Million Maker, you're going to have a Bryson, a DJ, a JT, Rob, or Rory in your lineup. Guaranteed.
Yeah, and you actually, it's crazy with these GPPs. You don't have to take the winner. Tiger wasn't in the winning Millie Maker lineup last year. It's all about lineup construction and maximizing the amount of points you get.
Yep.
And that's not always by picking the winner.
Yep.
So.
Totally agree. Last note, guys, remember, try to differentiate yourself off the chalk if you're going to play in the Millionaire Maker. Get away from Tony Finau. Get away from Matt Kuchar. Those kinds of plays. If Brooks gets chalky, you may want to go down to a Patrick Reed or a Patrick Cantlay who played well last year. Keep that in mind. We are not GPP experts by any means, but we're looking out for everybody. We want to try to give as much information out there as possible. And that will just about do it for our first ever golf video here on the channel. We hope you guys enjoyed it. We are looking to improve as always. Leave your favorite pick, your winner, down in the comments. We will do a comparison to see how well we did, hopefully maybe in a recap video. We love playing some DFS golf, and we hope to see you guys in the next video.
See you later.